Hi everyone, it's Sheree from Sheree'sCraftyGirls.com. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm going to make these beautiful fold flat boxes. They're really quite a good size, and as I say, they fold flat, so you just open them up and fold them flat for storage or for posting. And they're very quick and very simple to make. I made this one first, but I wasn't very keen on the square window. I don't know, I just didn't like it. So I went away and I came up with the oval, and I think that looks much neater, much prettier. The cardstock I used for this one is Night of Navy and the Affectionately Yours designer series paper, and I think that's really stunning. But today I'm going to use something totally different. Just for a change, I'm going to use Delightful Dijon. I'm also going to use a piece of DSP paper from the Moroccan DSP stack, and I'm also going to use a piece of acetate from the, gosh, I'm not sure what that one is called. Let's have a quick peek, and it is called Fabulous Foil Designer Acetate. You can use the ordinary window sheet, it's entirely up to you. I just thought that had the Moroccan feel about it. So the acetate piece, you will measure 3.5 by 3 3/4, and it's exactly the same for the DSP, 3.5 by 3 3/4. And you're also going to need a piece of cardstock for the box itself, and that measures 9.5 by 7.25. So bring in your scoring board. With a long side at the top, you are going to score at 1 inch, 4.5, 5.5 and 9. And turn it round so the short side is at the top, and 3/4 inch, 1 3/4, 5.5 and 6.5. Okay, that out of the way. Then bring in your bone folder. We're now just going to fold and burnish the score lines. Little one at the top, sides, and then come along and do all of those. And there we are. Getting your snips, and with you have a thinner section at one side and a thicker section at the bottom. So taking the thicker section, you're going to come through from the first score line, but you're going to come in past the first to the second. Now just remove the first box, and very slightly, just very slightly nip the edge, because these are what makes the flap. Okay, same on the other side. So you've got 2 boxes at the bottom up to the first score line, and you're going to come across past the first one to the second one, come up and take the first box completely away, and just very slightly trim. Okay, then you can come up, miss the big section, and with the little section in the middle, you are going to again cut across both score lines to the middle one, and we're going to remove the outer one and just nip just a little bit, because again this is a flap to your box. Okay, and repeat on the other side, right into the inner second score line, removing your first box and just a little trim either side. Oh, that wasn't very to the corner, was it? So you're left with this at the top, and you are going to come down first and second in, and you're going to come right the way down to the flap that you've just trimmed and take that completely away, and the same on the other side, taking that completely away. And that's all waste, so you should be left with a box that looks like that. Then I just take my corner rounders and I'm just going to round the narrow section here and your two flaps at the bottom, just for ease of pushing into the box when you've made the flaps. So just do that. Now we're going to put our DSP not on the flap that is on its own, but on this piece. So just taking some wet glue or some sticky strip, whichever's your, or some snail, Tombow, fast fuse, whichever you like, it's entirely up to you. I'm just a sticky strip type of girl, so I'm just going to quickly pop some of that around the edges just to secure it. So you can use whichever adhesive you're partial to. We all have our own preferences. Okay, so removing the back end of our sticky strip, and with the wider edge, just pop that into your square there. Okay, then you're going to need the layering ovals framelets. Now I've used the centre one, the second one here. Okay, and what you do is you pop that into the centre. You can use whichever size you would prefer, is your preference. Pop it into the centre. Now I'm just going to nip away to get my big shot because I can't put it on the table because I don't have enough room. So folding your two sides in, and that will make it enough to go through the big shot. So pop them up onto a big shot in the plate pattern that is relevant for your machine, and then you're making the sandwich that you need. Sorry, I made it wobble. And then just pop it through. You only need to go through once because it's not a very deep piece of cardstock, so you should go through straight away. Then with these bits that are cut out, pop that back in there for a second, you can keep them for another day, and I have several that I keep for labels and tags or patterns that I can use later on. And because I thought that looked very plain without anything over the top of it, so I made just a little border, and I used the same oval that I used for the cutout, and then I just found which scalloped one I quite liked, and I just popped that inside just to make a frame like that. You could have a bigger border if you wanted to make a slightly bigger border. You would just take another one that's smaller, silly me, but you just can use whichever size you want to make whatever size border that you would like. Okay, so popping that to one side, I'm now just going to glue my little frame onto my box. And you only need a little bit of Tombow, but the last time I did this it probably, yes, it squirts everywhere. I never really get a very small amount. Just pop it round the frame, like so. And then pop that onto your circle. And I just think that finishes it off rather than having it like that with no frame. I don't like that, but I think that makes it look quite attractive. And then popping that over onto the other side, opening your wings, bringing your acetate, and again you're just going to put, I only use 2 pieces of sticky tape, and you need it on the side, not the dull side, that's the back. You need to put it on the side that's going to face outwards. So just popping some sticky tape. So you can use window sheet, it's entirely up to you. That's nice as well. That's plain but pretty if you want to see what's inside. You can just do it on 2 sides. I'm doing it on all 4. I think I may have a few issues there because I think it's a little bit overkill really, but I just do. And removing the backing from your acetate. You will see this, but because it's on the lid it doesn't really matter too much. Or you could just put 4 little glue dots in the corner if that's what you prefer. And then again, popping it inside your score lines and sealing it down. There, isn't that lovely? I think that's really nice. Then on your thin strip, a little tab that we rounded the corners, again pop on the right side some sticky tape, fast fuse, whichever your adhesive you're using, backing off, bring that in and bring your side over to make your box, and there is your fold flat box. Let me just do the same here. And there's another fold flat box. See? And you can stack them quite easily to post them out to customers or storage, but they are just so easy. Oh, I tell you what I forgot to do. With a 3/4 inch punch, don't even think I did it in that one. Choose which end, or you could do both ends. I just put a tiny little thumb bits in the centre. Just nip a little bit out. You could do both sides, it's entirely up to you. I just think one's fine. Let's say you could seal one end, but then you couldn't store it. But it's a nice fold flat. You could put a little flower, your label. You know, it's endless. It's such a good little box. Just pop that in there, and that side in that end, and there we have. There, quick and easy, and very, very useful. Well, I've hoped you enjoyed my tutorial. If you have, please come again. Until next time, take care. Bye!